Here we go. Everybody wake up, because we got this week's episode of the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cobold, joined by my partner, Max Faulkner. Max, what's going on, brother?
Not too much, my man. It's a beautiful Wednesday here. It's freaking freezing. Oh my goodness. Tennessee, it has been getting cold, my man. It actually started snowing last night. I didn't know Tennessee gets snow.
Sure.
I didn't know that.
Sure.
Most of the locals were telling me, we might get a little bit of snow here and there, but not enough to stick on the ground, if you catch my drift. I'm like, I get it. Yeah.
Catch the drift. We've had some snow here ourselves. Just speaking about some weather right now. 30 degrees as we sit here right now. But yeah, we got some snow a couple nights ago, and it's still sticking around a little bit some areas. But yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty.
Yeah. No, it is. It's wintertime. It's the perfect time to have it anyway.
What else been going on, man?
Oh, dude. So I got a story to tell everyone. I have to let this out. This is my one-time event. Okay, and let it out. I've been holding this in. Yeah, I've been biting my lip, chewing my gums a little bit, bleeding. I'm bleeding at the mouth. I got to go see the dentist. Okay, I might have gingivitis. How much I've been chewing?
Damn.
All right. Damn. All right. So last week, everybody. Okay, we were bringing up that Purdue plays Illinois Friday night, 7:30. All right, big time game. All right, I told Claudia 5 days in a row. Claudia's my wife. 5 days in a row. I said, babe, Purdue plays Illinois 7:30 Friday night. That's what I'm doing. Now, her family is in town. Her mom, her sister, and her fiance. Her sister's fiance. Okay, so I let her know. Okay, babe, you guys can join me if you want. We can all watch the game together. I'm cool with that. But just so you know, that's where I'm going to be Friday night, 7:30, Purdue versus Illinois. I told her 5 days in a row. Okay. Come Thursday night, I had to remind my wife. I said, Claudia, just remind her what's at 7:30 tomorrow night. And she goes, I don't know. Do you want to go take everyone out to dinner? I was like, babe,
come on,
Purdue, Illinois, 7:30.
Come on,
you guys can go out to dinner. I won't be there because I'm going to watch the game, Purdue versus Illinois, 7:30. Okay. All right. Anyway, skipping forward. I'm watching the game. Everything's great. Purdue's winning. Last 2 minutes of the game, Cole Breezy. Last 2 minutes. All right. It's a 5-point game. Nail biter. All right. Yeah. Illinois made a big comeback. Great game. Okay. Claudia and her mom walk into the bedroom in front of the TV and start having a conversation not related to sports, any form of sport, let alone the game. Wasn't even looking at me. And not to mention, they were speaking in Spanish. So I'm ladies, last 2 minutes of the game. You can't wait 2 minutes. Can you at least just take a step to the left or the right of the TV? Can we please take this out to the living room? That is another 2 feet behind you. So I can finish 2 minutes left of the game. All right.
How sweaty were you?
I was definitely a little irritated, a little bit irritated, especially because it was a nail biter. Okay, when the games are that tight, okay, my blood starts pumping a little bit. All right, I'm a big Boilers fan, everybody. If you don't know that already, I'm juiced up. I'm sweating. I feel like I'm in Mackey. I felt like I was in Mackey.
Whoa!
Turned up the TV and everything. I had to turn it up a little bit to let them know, hey, watching the game. So anyway, they end up leaving. Purdue wins. So the moral of the story is lock the door, everybody. When you let everyone know that this is what you're doing at 7:30 Friday night, like it's a big. It was important to me, okay, and almost got ruined, but it didn't. Everything was good. That's my story. What else is going on with you, Cole Breezy?
That's funny. You felt the need to remind her every night, and still didn't remember.
A lot was going on in that house, man. I understand. Her mom's in town. Her sister's in town. A lot's going on.
A lot of people, definitely. I heard a cat came through. That's
there was a cat here. There was definitely a cat. And we're not cat people. Our dog Luna, she wasn't having it. Just a slight jingle off of the cat's collar. Luna went nuts. Basically, what are you doing in my house?
I believe it.
Each time I told Luna, good girl. Yeah, what's that cat doing in our house? We're not cat people. Good girl. Go get her. Go get that cat. Get him out. Get him out here.
Hey, I bet. I don't blame her either. Not much over here, broski. Just been taking it easy. Got a big weekend coming up. Going to be celebrating a big achievement coming with some friends. So that's going to be a good time.
Very nice.
But not anything much else on the schedule. But on today's schedule this week on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, we got a heavy football episode here because
Yeah.
we're gonna break down each candidate for our 2023 NFL's Biggest Douchebag of the Year. Okay, we got 7 candidates to go through. After that, we got our playoff picks that we got to make. We got Super Wild Card Weekend coming this weekend. We got 6 games. If we have some time, we're gonna finish with some college basketball. Okay, we got that's our favorite sport. We got a couple upsets, some crazy upsets coming right now. It's wild in college basketball.
Yeah,
Chaos.
unbelievable. You would not believe all the teams in the top 10 that have gone down this week. We're going to talk about that for sure, Cobreezy.
Chaos. But we're gonna start with paying our respects to Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines because damn it, they're the 2023, or is it 20? Is it considered 24? I think it's considered 24. 2024 national champions.
Yeah.
The Michigan Wolverines. They took down Washington 34-13 on Monday night. Washington, the Huskies, they actually had more first downs in this game than Michigan, 17-16. I found that wild. But they were outgained 303 to 46 yards on the ground. Michigan had 303 rushing yards.
Woo!
The Wolverines had 209 rushing yards at the half, the most they've had in any half this season.
Damn.
Those 209 rushing yards at halftime were more yards than Washington had given up in a full game this season. Yeah. Backup Donovan Edwards got things started with touchdown runs of 41 and 46 yards to give Michigan a 14-3 first quarter lead. Edwards finished the game with 6 carries for 104 yards, while big dog Blake Corum had 134 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns himself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after Edwards got loose for his 2, they brought up a stat there that Derrick Henry had the longest run in college football playoff history of 50 yards. So then Edwards comes in at 46 and 41. He's got the next 2. I'm jotting down this stat right now, and there goes Blake Corum. He fucking takes off for 59.
Oh,
9 yards, goes right to the top. Wild. Michigan was getting loose. We talked about Washington's defense for a while, giving up over 23 points in the Pac-12. We kind of thought this might happen. But like I said, Michigan finished with 303 rushing yards. That is the most rushing yards ever in a BCS or college football playoff championship game. Michael Penix Jr., he zinged a touchdown to Jalen McMillan with under a minute left before the half to make it a competitive 17-10 halftime score. 17-10 at halftime. But then Washington came out. They got the ball first. Penix, he threw a pick on the first play of the third quarter, took a shot to the midsection.
That's right, man.
He was ailing the rest of the game. He had some very uncharacteristic misses. Adunze was wide open, streaking down the right side, and he missed him. A couple other misses that you just didn't see from Penix all season. He finished 27 of 51 for 255 yards, a tutty, and 2 picks. The Huskies, they just couldn't get anything going on the ground. They averaged 2.3 yards per rush compared to 8 yards per rush for Michigan. Max, what do you think about all these numbers and the 34-13 national championship victory for the Michigan Wolverines?
Michigan just showed everyone that they are hands down the best college football team this year. No doubt. And regardless of the scandal, right? Regardless, holy shit. 300 rushing yards? That's what big words can I use? What big Urban Dictionary words other than miraculous can I use?
Marvelous.
Oh my goodness. The marvelous Miss Maisel. This team is just absolutely phenomenal. And man, dude, Jim Harbaugh, what an incredible coach. I love his speech at the end of the game when he was holding up the trophy with his teammates. I love that he gave all the glory to God and Jesus Christ as a savior. Like I love that he put that on all the teammates together. They came together as one to complete, it's such a difficult task to be able to be undefeated the entire season in the Big Ten.
15 and 0.
15 and 0. Man, it's all these guys that we're naming. They're all going to go to the NFL. I think a couple players that we probably, I wish I knew the exact names. Dude, that offensive line for Michigan,
Ooh,
unbelievable.
beefy boys, beefy
Big,
boys.
they're huge. These guys will be in the NFL being ready to block. Please go to the Bears. Please, someone needs to block for Justin Fields, or potentially someone else. Once again,
Maybe.
Bears number 1 pick. We'll talk about that later.
Maybe.
But a bummer for Washington. They had a great season, but Michigan controlled that game right from the start. Right, the first drive, scoring that touchdown. Dude, Michigan had this in the bag the entire game.
Confident right from the start. A lot of beef on that offensive line. No vegetarians there. Let's end this convo with Jim Harbaugh here. Now, he said there's no timeline for him to decide on his future. What's your prediction? Where's Jim Harbaugh coaching next season?
I'm going to predict Michigan signs him to a big deal, and he just stays there, and he tries to build a program, kind of like what we're going to jump into next, Go Breezy, kind of like what Nick Saban did with Alabama to continue that tradition. Roll Tide.
A little foreshadowing there. Definitely, I'm rooting for him to go back to Michigan. Obviously, my father-in-law, Rich, he's from Michigan. Whole family's from Michigan. They love Harbaugh. They're celebrating this championship big time. But I hate to say it, I got a feeling he's leaving. I got a feeling he's tired. The NCAA suspended him, and his team sitting him out, and he achieved the goal. He achieved the goal, the prize of a championship, and there might be some unfinished business he feels like in the NFL that he wants to go to, and we got potentially a lot of openings, a lot of big time openings with the Chargers, Titans, maybe the Patriots. There's going to be some sexy. Seattle, there's going to be some sexy teams that are going to be calling Jim Harbaugh this offseason.
No doubt about it. I don't know. Does he want to deal with the NFL players and their egos and their off the field disputes and all that bullshit? Like when you're dealing with kids, it's a little bit easier. You don't control them. You basically, in a way, you raise them in a way to morals and values and coming together as one. I understand you do have to do that in the NFL, but in the NFL, like everyone has their own side things, their own life. And once they get off the field, sometimes that's what gets them in trouble. So at college, you don't see that as much.
I'm with you. Yeah, it's going to be a story that we'll have to follow, and we'll be covering here. We'll be covering wherever he signs a contract.
Definitely.
Move along this week on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. We got breaking news today. This time out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the head football coach, Nick Saban, has decided to hang up his cleats. He finishes his collegiate coaching career with a record of 292 wins, 71 losses, and 1 tie. He turned Alabama back into a national powerhouse, winning seven national championships in his 17 seasons in Tuscaloosa. Damn. 6 of those were in a 12-year span. 6 titles in 12 years. Oh, buzz.
Jeez.
Max, is Nick Saban the greatest college football coach to ever coach the game?
I guess if we're going to compare, the next guy would be the other stud coach of Alabama, which was Bear Bryant, right? 6 championships with Alabama. But yeah, I'm going to have to go Nick Saban based on 7 championships. He passed Bear Bryant. The one thing that Bear Bryant has is more wins. I believe Bear Bryant has 303 career wins, which is the highest in the NCAA.
I'm looking at it right now. 323 for Bear Bryant.
323. Oh,
323 sitting
that's
at third.
That's a lot of wins. That's a good debate. You said on third?
Sitting at third. We got, now I don't know if Joe Paterno, I don't know if these are vacated, if he had any vacate or not, because I'm looking at this sheet here, and some are vacated wins by the NCAA, but Joe Paterno is not listed. He's got 409.
Oh, fuck.
Bobby Bowden behind him with 357.
Wow.
Nick
My
Saban,
fault.
Nick Saban sitting on that list at 5th with those 297 wins.
Very good, though. Still very good. That's definitely arguable. I think us in this generation, we see Nick Saban as the best coach in college football because that's what we grew up watching, right? Coming together in college, back when you were at IUPUI and I was at Purdue, coming together to watch national championship game. Actually, I remember the IUPUI when we all came together. It stayed like 20 people in one small ass apartment. No one had any drinks or anything. They had soda. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, this is hot. It's hot in here. It's hot. Smells. Too many people are breathing. Open a window.
Nice.
But Alabama won that. I do remember that. Alabama won that championship.
Yep.
So Nick Saban, honestly, is the best coach that I've seen. Yeah. But I can understand if people are going to bring up the other names. It's a good debate. Anybody out there watching the Don't Tell Mama Sports podcast today, let us know. Let us know in the comments. Who do you think is the best college football coach of all time?
6 titles in 12 years is tough to argue with. 7 total. I gotta go with Nick Saban. I gotta go with Nick Saban. I didn't expect it. Wasn't a lot of rumors about him retiring, so tough to see him go out losing in overtime on the last play of the game like they did against Michigan. Tough to see him going out not on top.
Sure, but Michigan, hands down, best team this year. Oh my God.
Go Blue.
We all wanted to see it too. We didn't want to see Alabama go to the championship. Nobody wanted that.
No. Moving along, we got more breaking news, this time out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, right down the road.
Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant will miss the remainder of the season after suffering a torn labrum during practice. The 24-year-old had only appeared in 9 games this season after serving his 25-game suspension to begin the year. Now we remember what he did to deserve that 25-game suspension. He is the reigning 2023 NBA's biggest douchebag of the year.
Yep. For
flaunting around his pistols. But during those 25 games that he was suspended, the Grizzlies were 6-19. Ja comes back for 9 games. They're 6-3. Ja was averaging 25.1 points, 5.6 boards, 8.1 assists, and shooting 47% from the floor in those 9 games. Max, what do you think about Ja Morant being done for the season?
Well, Ja, suns out, guns out, Morant. Well, it's a bummer. It really is because, he was suspended 25 games, came back, looks like he's turning the team around again because he is the star of the team and he really makes the team. Without him, they can't win. No way. And, I'm interested how exactly he tore the labrum. I think he's dunking the ball too hard because that guy slams the shit out of that ball.
Yeah. Okay. Surprised he hasn't broken his hand or something, a finger.
If you haven't seen highlights of this guy dunking, oh my goodness. My goodness. This guy is an athlete. Okay. This guy can really play basketball. So it's a bummer when you see one of the best players in, top 20. We'll go top 20 in the game. Sure. Easily.
Sure.
But it's always a bummer to hear someone who's so athletic get out of the game. But you know what? Hopefully he can step aside, root his teammates on, come together as a team and start focusing on the court rather than his off the court shit. Let's start building your team even when you're not playing. Let's see how you can build chemistry when you're not playing. So I hope the best for John. I hope for a good future for him.
Memphis is currently 14-23 on the season. That's good for 13th in the West. I went to FanDuel before the season started. I took the under on their 45.5 wins. No way they're sniffing 45.5 wins. So this Ja injury definitely helps my bank account. So I'm not mad about it.
That's good.
Moving along this week on the Don't Tell Mama Sports podcast, we got a big segment here. We got to break down each candidate for our NFL's 2023 Biggest Douchebag of the Year.
Biggest Douchebag.
Anything you got to say before we get into these 7 candidates?
Wow. We have 7 candidates this year, everybody. Last year we had 5 because we had to rush it. We had to rush this, Colt Breezy. Those 5 came easy. Don't get me wrong. Like, they popped up one right after the other. But remember, we started this podcast starting in December. We didn't start posting until January. Okay, so like, but now, like, throughout the entire season, we had up to like 10 people. We narrowed it down, and we're like, we got to have at least 7 because there's no way we can kick out some of these guys. I can't wait to do this. This is one of my favorite segments of the year in the NFL. Colt Breezy, let's just jump right into it, man. I'm so excited.
First nominee for the 2023 NFL's Biggest Douchebag of the Year is Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison. He was clock going 140 miles per hour. Let me say that again, 140 miles per hour in a 55, just after 3 a.m. the morning of July 20th. 140 in a fucking 55. Holy shit. He was reportedly speeding because of an emergency with his dog. Quote from Addison, "I take full responsibility and full ownership of my actions." Maxie never got a suspension from the team or the NFL. What do you think about this rookie going 140 in a 55?
Incredibly dangerous. Holy shit. Like, you're obviously not thinking about it. I mean, like, I understand to have love and respect for your dog and wanting what's
dogs.
best for your dog.
We love dogs here on this pod.
Oh, no doubt. No, I would be there for my dog too, but I'm not going to drive 140 miles an hour down to 50. Okay. There's other people you got to be thinking about. That means you're swerving in and out of lanes. For a nickname, what do you think, Colt Breezy? Jordan Speed Racer Addison.
Yeah, that one fits.
I'll think more about it once we start posting for the votes, everybody. We're going to need your vote, by the way, at the end of this. Don't worry. We'll toss out a nice poll later, but I'm thinking it's going to be Jordan Speed Racer Addison. What do you got, Colt Breezy? Anything else on this guy?
Jordan Addison finished his rookie season playing all 17 games. He caught 70 balls for 911 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Nice. That's pretty good.
I think him and Justin Jefferson, I think that's one of the best young duos at the wide receiver position in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Next candidate for the NFL's 2023 Biggest Douchebag of the Year is New Orleans Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas. He was arrested on misdemeanor charges of simple battery and criminal mischief on the night of November 10th near his home in Louisiana. Thomas got into it with contractor Luis Cifuentes, who is the project manager for a home that was being built close to Thomas's residence. According to Luis, issues with Thomas began 2 weeks prior when Thomas became upset that the construction crew was parking their vehicles on the street. Again, according to Luis, Thomas said that if the cars weren't moved, his vehicle would receive a brick or a bullet. Okay, big talk here from Michael Thomas. Things came to a head on the night of November 10th when allegedly Michael Thomas rolled up, grabbed 2 bricks, and threw them at Luis's truck.
Oh.
Luis then started recording the incident, and that's when Thomas allegedly grabbed Luis's phone and pushed him to the ground. Max, what do you think about Michael Thomas being a Karen here and getting all worked up about someone parking in front of his house on the street?
My goodness. Dude, yeah, definitely some anger issues here. I understand that maybe some words are being tossed at each other. I have some clients that tell me that they're not friends with their neighbors and they literally bicker back and forth at each other. I would hate that, by the way. I would hate to come home from work and instead of saying, "Hey neighbor," it's like, "Oh, fuck you. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at?"
You sometimes need your neighbor. You sometimes need your neighbor.
Yeah, you look after each other, basically. You build a community amongst each other. Jeez. So obviously this Michael Thomas it needs a lot of privacy. Okay, he needs his peace and quiet. Okay, I understand peace and quiet. I'm all for that, but there's no way I'm going to go out of my way to vandalize someone's car.
No.
Or public car, or let alone get physical with someone, assault someone.
Yeah.
Jeez. Maybe Michael Brickhouse Thomas.
I like it. I like it.
All right.
Michael Thomas still played that next Sunday after this incident. Friday night was the incident. He plays on Sunday. He had 1 catch for 9 yards before suffering a significant knee injury that ended his season.
Wow.
Michael Thomas, karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch.
Yeah.
He played 10 games this year. That was his most since 2019. He's played 20 games over the last 4 seasons. He used to be your guy. Now he's up for the biggest douche in the NFL. Next candidate for the 2023 NFL's biggest douchebag of the year is Indianapolis Colts running back Jonathan Taylor. Now, I got some pushback on this one. Okay, I got some pushback on this one, but I think people forgot how annoying this was in training camp and coming into the season. I think people forgot. So let me run us through here real quick. Jonathan Taylor, he asked for a new contract to begin training camp. Jim Irsay denied him, so Taylor requested a trade. The Colts gave him permission to seek that trade by himself. He doesn't find a trade partner suitable for greedy-ass Jim Irsay. We all knew that was going to happen. Fucking Jim Irsay, by the way, 64 years old. Jim Irsay looks like he's pushing 90, okay? My dad's got 5-6 years on Jim Irsay. Looks 10, 15 younger. Jim Irsay, whew.
Probably beat him in a race.
I bet
I would like to see that speed walk race. I'm not talking about a sprint. Well, let's go like a 40-yard dash, but speed walking. I got your dad on that one.
I'd put money on him. So after JT couldn't find a trade partner, the Colts put him on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform, the day after our keeper deadline. So I kept him, and then now he's on the PUP for 4 weeks. According to ESPN, he failed his physical because he was still recovering from January ankle surgery, but also because of a back injury. Now, you have a cleanup ankle procedure in January, and you're still not good in September. I'm not buying that. And now this back injury, okay, let's look into this. According to the Colts, so the Colts were reportedly considering putting JT on the non-football injury list because of this back injury, which could have resulted in Indianapolis withholding his salary. According to the Colts, Taylor suffered this back injury while working out on his own in Arizona. Taylor came out and proclaimed that he's never had back pain or reported any back pain. Someone was fucking lying. Someone was straight lying, either the Colts or the JT. This is ridiculous. Like I said, minimum amount of time on the PUP, the physically unable to perform list, is 4 weeks. And guess what? After those 4 weeks, Jim Irsay, he opens up his wallet. He digs 2 fists down in his pocket. He gives JT the contract he wants. JT is magically healthy in the lineup week 5. Right. In the lineup week 5, he's ready to go. But guess what? He still missed 3 more games after that with a broken thumb. He missed weeks 13, 14, 15, that playoff push that I needed him for. Max, people pushed back on me about Jonathan Taylor being a douche. What do you think about this?
I'll be one of those people that in the beginning of the season, I was definitely calling Jonathan Taylor douchebag. Okay. It seemed to me that he cared more about his pockets than he did about the team. Okay. But yeah, I definitely see some greed. I definitely see some greed from Jim Irsay. From that perspective, I think the lying situation. I don't know who was lying about not playing, and then you could put him on. First of all, that should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to do that in the NFL. You shouldn't be able to put someone on the PUP list when he's not even injured.
He failed his physical.
Oh, he did fail. Okay, sorry. I missed that.
According to ESPN.
I missed that. Yeah, I will say that, hey, Jonathan Taylor comes back, he gets the contract, and then he starts running all over the field. Okay, he had a great comeback season. I would like to know his stats later on because I know you're probably still thinking about a keeper situation. Gotta be.
We'll get into that lastly here. JT, these 10 games he played this year was the lowest of his career. He also had career lows in rushing attempts, rushing yards, longest run, yards per attempt, rushing yards per game, targets, receptions per game, touches, total scrimmage yards. I just ran through a few stat categories right there. Career lows in. That gets me to my question, Max. If you were sitting in my shoes right now, would you be keeping Jonathan Taylor next year?
Well, he missed 7 games. No wonder why he has all those, the lowest of his career.
Sure, but a couple of those were per attempt and per game.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that's
So
true.
averages in there.
I'm not guaranteeing any keeper yet. Okay. Well, there's one guy I'm definitely keeping.
Oh, easy.
Okay. There's one guy. Okay, but it's definitely got to be thought about. All right. Real quick. All right. I'm thinking Jonathan Taylor, Payday Candy Bar, or Jonathan Payday Candy Bar, Taylor, or Payday Peanuts Taylor.
Payday peanuts.
Jonathan Puppy Love, because the pup list. Jonathan Puppy Love, Taylor.
Got a
What
few
other
options.
Jonathan Money Taylor.
Yeah,
The song Money. We'll think about that one.
Gotta think about it. Brainstorm a little bit. The next candidate for the 2023 NFL's biggest douchebag of the year is Buffalo Bills linebacker Von Miller. He turned himself into police on assault charges in Dallas on November 30th. Miller's girlfriend of 7 years, who is currently pregnant, alleged they got into a verbal argument which led to him assaulting her. Miller left the scene before authorities arrived. According to the police affidavit, Von Miller twice put his hands on the neck of the woman, pulled out a chunk of her hair, and threw her on a couch. The woman had bruises on her neck. Miller faces a third-degree felony assault of a pregnant woman, which is punishable for 2 to 10 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Von Miller has been allowed to keep playing for the Buffalo Bills while the investigation plays out. Max, what do you think about this situation, Von Miller?
Oh, it's just a terrible situation. This is disgusting. It's one of the, we definitely had last year a couple guys that did something that was like assault like Alvin Kamara, when he beat the shit out of someone in a club. It's like it's these things that it's hard to even call him a douchebag because it's worse. It's worse than being a douchebag. It really is.
Oh yeah.
So man, I don't know if he'll win the award this year for biggest douchebag, but he'll definitely. I mean,
he's going to receive votes.
Yeah, he'll definitely receive some votes. I mean, the only name I can think of him, and it's not funny because it's not funny. Okay, it's just Von Woman Beater Miller.
Oh yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
It's once again, I'm not trying to crack a joke there. That's exactly what he did. So.
Yep. Next candidate for the 2023 NFL's biggest douchebag of the year award is New Orleans Saints wide receiver Chris Olave. Got 2 Saints wide receivers on this list this season. Up to no good, criminal mischief together.
The Saints, they definitely got a lot of douchebags in New Orleans with Alvin Kamara. He was on it last year.
Yeah, last year. So wow, the team that leading us the most. Chris Olave was arrested October 24th for driving 70 miles per hour in a 35. He doubled the speed limit.
Okay.
When the officer explained to Olave that he was being arrested, Olave responded, quote, "I play for the Saints, man," end quote. The officer replied, "And?"
Good answer.
Police.
Good answer.
Police also stated that Olave was ticketed for going 54 in a 35 just back in August. So this is a repeat offender here, Chris Olave. And just like Von Miller, he missed no games for this incident. Just like Michael Thomas, he missed no games for this incident. He played the next week. What do you think about Chris Olave speeding twice now within 3 months of each other?
It's so stupid. Why? I understand that. I understand a lot these days. I'm understanding everything apparently, but yeah, I get it. You probably have a sports car. All right, you probably have a really fast Lambo or one of those, Ferraris. So you could try to show off that. Oh, I got such a big dick. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, we understand. But yeah, when you go down in the real world, right, like us. Yeah, you get pulled over for doubling the speed limit. You get pulled over sometimes for going 15 miles per hour over the speed limit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because that's still considered reckless driving.
Yep.
All right. So I got Chris. I'm more important Olave. Chris, Mr. Important Olave.
Yeah.
Chris, super important Olave.
It was a CVS run, if that means anything for the nickname.
Getting some Viagra pills or something.
Yeah, I don't know if the young man needs Viagra just yet. but
that's something they don't want to tell you about. That's
Chris Olave, he finishes his second season with the Saints as wide receiver 16 in full PPR fantasy leagues, 87 catches for 1,123 yards, only 5 touchdowns. Solid season for Olave.
solid season.
Next candidate for the 2023 NFL's Biggest Douchebag of the Year award, Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver Zay Jones. He was arrested on a domestic battery charge on November 14th. Zay was in a custody drop-off with the mother of their child, when a verbal argument broke out. Here's another verbal argument situation. Zay snatched a necklace from her neck that he had previously given her. It left a mark, and officers also observed more marks on her neck that would be consistent with fingernails.
Oh.
What do you think about Zay Jones snatching a chain off his former woman's neck and possibly choking her, fingernail marks on her neck?
So I'm thinking more the fingernails as a scratch. Like he went at her to grab it, scratched her as he pulled it off. Okay, still a no. Don't get me wrong. It's still a no.
Yeah.
Zay Tiger Claw Jones.
Oh, Jaguar Claw, because he's a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we're on the right side. You can't put your hands on a woman, guys.
No,
you can't do that. We're stronger. We're bigger. All right.
Yeah.
We're and let alone you're a football player.
Yeah.
Okay. You can break her in half. Literally. Yeah. You could probably lift her over your head easily and do a Bane Batman scenario. But even worse, you can break her literally in half. Okay? Yeah. You can hear the cracking, like if you were to get a nice warm bread out of the oven and you just break that bad boy right in half, the Titanic style.
Wow. Wow.
Good visuals, I know. Good visuals. You can't put your hands on a woman.
No.
So
never.
Learn NFL players, NBA players too, because a lot of stupidity happening with these athletes. All right.
Next candidate that we want to talk about for the 2023 NFL's Biggest Douchebag of the Year is Tyreek Hill, Miami Dolphins star. He reportedly has had 3 babies by 3 different women, all in the span of 4 months, from February to May. These children were born from February to May, the 3 of them. And none of these baby mamas are Kita Vaccaro, who Tyreek just married in November.
Oh my gosh.
He has received paternity suits from 2 of these women who are seeking increased child support. Tyreek also has 3 children with his former fiancée, Crystal Espinal. There are multiple sites that have speculated that Tyreek actually has even more children. Max, what do you think about Tyreek Hill having 3 babies by 3 different women in the span of 4 months, and none of them are his new wife?
Okay. Perfect reference for Game of Thrones, Robert Baratheon. All right. Robert Baratheon was the king in the beginning of Game of Thrones, and he just kept on fucking a bunch of whores. Okay. He went to whorehouses and just kept on banging a bunch of chicks and had a bunch of babies. Okay. Later on in the show, actually, I'm not going to ruin it. Okay. Because he had a bunch of babies. Okay. That was not his queen. All right. So anyway, moving on. That is messed up. Gosh, that's messed up. That is this. Oh wow. Man. Here's the thing. Okay. Obviously, I'm all for marriage. I'm all for loyalty, and what he's doing is obviously not being loyal to his wife. Okay.
Reports were that it was an on and off again relationship with his current wife. Reports were that it was on and off again relationship when they were engaged.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So that's when Tyreek went and conceived 3 children from 3 different women.
Okay. I got the name already. Tyreek, these hoes ain't loyal. Hill.
These hoes ain't loyal. Shit, Tyreek isn't loyal.
He's not the loyal one. I get it. But it was come on. It's good.
These hoes ain't loyal. You know, that's gonna be written on some people's gravestones. That one goes back. That one goes back years. So that'll wrap up our 7 candidates for this year's 2023 NFL's Biggest Douchebag of the Year. Max, where can these people come and find the places they can vote for here?
Yes. Okay. So soon on YouTube, I will be posting a poll, and you can vote right there. Also, I'm going to be posting shorts for each individual, so you can rehear what we were talking about, rehear their stories as why they got nominated for this year's NFL's Biggest Douchebag. So you can also vote on that short. Okay. I more than likely will also post it on Instagram. Okay. So you can find us on Instagram and you can find us on YouTube for this vote. We need your votes. Also, if you're listening to this podcast right now and you decided, hey, why not just leave it in the comments? We will accept your vote right here in the comments on this episode. Okay. We're excited to let everyone know who is the victor of this year's NFL's Biggest Douchebag during our award show approaching. It is approaching, Coberizi.
It is approaching in just a couple weeks here. It'll be soon, and we'll get you a solid date so you can mark that on your calendars.
Yes.
Last NFL topic that we want to talk about this week on the Don't Tell Mama Sports podcast, like we teased earlier, it's Super Wildcard Weekend for the NFL. The playoffs are starting, baby. Doubleheader on Saturday. First game, 2:30 Mountain Time on NBC. We got the Cleveland Browns sitting at 11-6, going on the road, playing the Houston Texans at 10-7.
Ooh.
The Browns, they've won 4 straight before resting last week. They lost at Cincinnati, but they won 4 straight before that. Texans, they won 2 in a row to win the division, of course, over the Colts and the Titans. Week 16, these two teams played. Okay, Cleveland won 36-22.
Ooh, good.
But no CJ Stroud. No CJ Stroud in that
Oh.
one, week 16. Flacco, he had 368 yards and 3 tutties. And this was Amari Cooper's big game. He had 11 catches for 265 and 2. Max, where are you going in this game?
Man, great game. Okay, this is a really fun game. I want to lean Houston just because I love the spark that they have with CJ Stroud. I think they got something special there. But I'm telling you right now, the Jags, the Colts, and the Titans, the AFC South, they don't know. They didn't have a defense like the Cleveland Browns. This
No.
Browns defense, oh my goodness, it's unreal. Okay, it's unreal. CJ Stroud is going to get sacked a few times. He's going to get sacked a few times in this game. I think CJ Stroud could still have a good game, but this defense is dominating. I'm going the Cleveland Browns. I am still sticking with them.
This is a tough one. Rookie head coach D'Amico Ryans came out and said, you don't really need experience for the playoffs. I don't know if I agree with him or not.
I would
With that rookie quarterback. Houston had that magical win in Indy to claim the division, to claim the 4 seed, the right to host a playoff game. I think they might have blew their load. Last week. Cleveland, Joe Flacco, 38 years old somehow, still doing it. Came back to do it.
looking great. He's looking good.
I got Browns with that defense on the road.
Mhm.
With that defense. And our first playoff, my buddy, Mr. Tutty Guarantee here. I'm going to Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is going to get one.
Yeah.
Like I said, when they played in week 16, he had 11 catches for 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's going to get another one in this one.
I like that. Nice pick.
Saturday night, prime time, 6 o'clock Mountain Time on Peacock.
Oh,
Peacock. We got the Miami Dolphins sitting at 11-6, going to Kansas City to play the Chiefs, who are also 11-6. The Chiefs, they've won 2 straight, but just 3-3 in their last 6. The Dolphins, they've lost 2 straight. Buffalo to lose the division last week, and they got spanked at Baltimore 56-19. Tyreek revenge game here. Tyreek revenge goes back to Kansas City. All that shit he was talking about, Patty and Andy Reid, that Tua was more accurate than Patty. What we're going to see here, Tyreek goes back. Week 9 in Germany, these two teams played. Week 9 in Germany. Chiefs got them 21-14. Numbers were very even in that game. Max, do you see the Chiefs beating the Dolphins again this season?
Yes, I do. I am going to go with the Chiefs. At home, Chiefs defense looks good. The Chiefs offense is definitely shaky. Okay, but Patty Mahomes, come on. Can we count Patty Mahomes out in the first round of the playoffs?
At
I
home?
can't do that. At home?
At home?
I can't do it. I can't do it. Cole Brazy, who do you got? Because there's no way. There's no way I'm saying no to that.
I'm right there with you. Last I heard, it's going to be about 9 degrees at kickoff. Those Miami boys, those Miami boys are going to be shaking. About 9 degrees at kickoff and only going to get colder. Chiefs, they live in this. They're ready for it. Travis Kelce, Patty Mahomes, they rested last week. They'll be ready to go for this one.
I got one thing to say about this Peacock ordeal.
Oh.
Okay. There are players coming out saying how pissed off they are that this primetime game is on Peacock. Yes, it's all about money. How greedy can NBC get? How greedy can you be? Okay. You are forcing everyone, because in the history of the NFL, in the history of the NFL playoffs, all games have been free. They've always been on live television, cable. Okay. Now they're forcing us to go buy Peacock to watch this game. I have Peacock because I had to, because 6 of Purdue's games are on Peacock.
Oh.
They forced me to buy it. As soon as the season's done, I'm definitely
your hand.
I'm definitely, yeah, I had to. I'm not going to watch the Purdue games. Damn it. But it really does piss me off. And the players are pissed off about it too, because you know what? It's all greed. But you know what the funny thing is? More people watch NBC than they do Peacock. You would have made more money just airing it on NBC to get the viewership rather than Peacock. There's going to be a lot of people that do not want to watch. They're not going to watch the game because they can't. They don't want to pay $6 to watch the game. I know it's like, oh, it's only $6. It all adds up, people. It all adds up. Damn it. Fuck NBC. Fuck Peacock.
Yeah, it's gonna go. Who's got the money? Who's got the money? NFL is gonna be the show me the money league, baby.
Guess so.
Moving into Sunday morning, 11 o'clock Mountain Time on CBS. The Pittsburgh Steelers, sitting at 10-7, are going up north to play the Bills of Buffalo, sitting at 11-6. Steelers have won 3 straight to earn that wild card. The Bills won 5 straight to win their 4th straight divisional title. In those 5 wins, they beat the Chiefs, Cowboys, and Dolphins. So the Bills might be picking up some steam. You know, both of our preseason Super Bowl pick might be picking up some steam now.
Yeah.
Unless you think the Steelers can knock them off on the road. No TJ Watt in this one.
The Bills are hot. Oh my goodness, they look hot. I'm going to call my buddy Mr. Tutty with Stephon Diggs right now, right here. All right, This guy, get him the damn ball. Get him the damn ball right now. I think the Bills are going to have – it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a defensive game, but you're right. TJ Watt's out. That only makes you think that the Bills are going to – with this offense, that they're going to be – come on. Are you kidding me? And the Bills' defense has really woken up as well. They are disrupting the best teams in the game, disrupting the Chiefs, disrupting the Dolphins last week.
Cowboys.
They are ready to go against the Steelers with who's their quarterback? Mason Rudolph?
Yeah, 3rd stringer Mason Rudolph.
Yeah. No way. Mike Tomlin, got to give him respect with a team full of guys that are like, really? Like, what? Really? Like, oh gosh. He did it again. So it's going to be closer than we think going into the 4th, but the Bills got this.
I'm with you on the Bills, and Josh Allen, he's been throwing a lot of picks. I believe even in the end zone. Been throwing through 2 picks in the end zone last week, didn't he? I think he's going to run one in. Rushing touchdown. My buddy, Mr. Tutty, for Josh Allen. Rushing touchdown, okay? I think he's going to run one in. I think he's going to run
nice
one
call.
In. Middle game on Sunday, 2:30 Mountain Time on Fox. The Green Bay Packers at 9-8. Going to Dallas to take on the 12-5 Cowboys. Packers have won 3 straight to win a wild card. Cowboys have won 2 straight, and they're 7-2 in their last 9. Mike McCarthy is coaching against his former team. Do you see him taking down the Packers in Dallas?
Absolutely. I think the Cowboys have something special this year. I really do. I think this is the best Cowboys team they've had
Oh,
I would definitely even say with Tony Romo, I would say
boy.
past that.
It's a
I
name
think
I
that
was
this team
thinking.
is really good. And the reason being is because not only is their offense so effective right now, it's their defense that is so dominating. They have a guy on the team, Bland. What's his first name? DeAndre? But De'Aaron?
Duran, maybe? Duran?
Duran? I think it's Duran
Maybe.
Bland.
Maybe.
Yeah. Sorry, Bland. He has 6 interceptions for touchdowns this year. He
Yeah.
has more touchdowns than some wide receivers this year.
Oh, plenty of receivers.
All right. And then I'm calling on my Buzzy Tutty to my big dog, CD Lamb, baby. CD Lamb. I got to do it.
Yeah.
All right. He has 9 straight games with a touchdown.
Really?
9. Hold on. Let me
Really?
verify that. And then you bring
Really?
up anything else that you got to do.
I'm with you on the Cowboys. We're 4 for 4 on these game picks. Ain't much for me to say. The Packers, they beat the Bears last week to get this wild card. But Mike McCarthy, he's going to want this one. He's got the chance. He's going to run up the score too. I like the Cowboys at home.
9 straight games. Okay. Would have been 11 straight games. The game that he did not have a touchdown, he had 11 catches, 16 targets, 191 receiving yards. That's 23.6 fantasy points. You got to be kidding me. This guy is a top 5 best wide receiver in the game.
Special receiver there. Sunday night prime time, 6:00 Mountain Time on NBC. The Los Angeles Rams at 10-7. They're going to Motown to play the Lions at 12-5.
Ooh,
the Lions. That's a good one here.
Yeah.
This was the game I was back and forth on the most. I was back and forth. I could see either
Definitely.
team winning this game. The Lions have won 3 of their last 4. Rams have won 4 in a row and 7 of their last 8. Stafford, he returns to Detroit. Jared Goff, he said he's got a chip on his shoulder from when the Rams traded him for Stafford. So this is a big game. Like I said, I'm back and forth. Max, where are you going in this one? We're gonna finally be off on one of these.
This might be the best game. This is definitely the best game this weekend. Okay, I'm definitely thinking
maybe
that
Dolphins
right now,
Chiefs. Dolphins Chiefs might.
Yeah. They're all great games. Everybody, you got to have them on, regardless if you have to
them.
pay for Peacock. Okay, that's the one game I understand. Really, Miami versus the Chiefs? That's on Peacock. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, I am gonna go with the Los Angeles Rams. I am going with coaching. He's just outstanding. Okay, he's an outstanding. Give me the name, Cobrizi. Damn it,
John McVay.
Sorry. Ever since I moved out of Los Angeles, I'm just trying to completely forget about it. Kind of
wipe it.
Yeah, wipe it clean. So, don't even think about it anymore. Sean McVay is a hell of a coach, Super Bowl winning coach. He's got his team back with a better running back, by the way, Kyron Williams. Woo!
Look out.
Woo!
Look out.
They got a star in the making. I got them. I'm telling you right now. 7 out of 8 games winning.
Mm-hmm.
They got them. They got the Lions.
This game's in Detroit. Excuse me. Lions had a hell of a year. Probably should have been 13-4 after that Cowboys game where, all that hoopla happened with the reporting. Who's eligible, who's not. Hell of a season for Detroit. Hell of a season. But I think Michigan has had enough of winning football games. And I hate to say it because I like the running back combo. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't think Sam Laporta's playing in this one. Hyperextended knee, bone bruise. That's a big loss.
Big loss.
That's a big loss. You already brought up Kyron Williams. Puka Nacua. Let's not sleep on him.
Oh, yeah.
Rookie record for most catches and yards.
Yeah.
By rookie. Okay. He's also in keeper consideration. Stafford back in Detroit. Revenge game. I got to go Rams with you. I'm surprised you're taking them too. I like the Lions. I'm back and forth, but I got to decide on the Rams. I got to go with the Rams.
Yep.
Monday night prime time, last game of Super Wild Card Weekend. Monday night, 6:15 Mountain Time on ESPN. The 11-5 Philadelphia Eagles going on the road to the NFC South champs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 9-8. The Bucs have won 5 of 6 en route to their 3rd straight divisional title.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles have lost 5 of their last 6. 1-5 in their last 6. The Eagles.
Yeah, I cannot believe that.
These two teams played in week 3 in Tampa Bay. The Eagles got them 25-11. DeAndre Swift had 130 rushing yards. A.J. Brown had 131 receiving yards. Do you see another big game for the Eagles offense in Tampa Bay again?
This is going to be a close game because the Eagles, I mean, man, they've really been dropping off. I cannot believe it. This is a team that were like, oh, they're going to the Super Bowl again. Yeah, I think we both projected that. I think we said Eagles, Bills. But I don't know if I see them going to the Super Bowl again, but I do see them beating the Bucks. I do see them beating the Bucks. They're going to take it. I'm not gonna push a Super Bowl contender from last season out of the playoffs so early. Okay, I'm not doing it. I think the Bucks had a miraculous season. Baker Mayfield upgrading
Your
to
queef
Baker
the division. Your queef the division.
I did. Yeah, no, my gosh. He definitely he proved himself to be Baker Mayfield.
Oh,
okay. Yes.
You gonna apologize to Baker right now?
He
You gonna make it a public apology?
Upgraded from
Public
Baker
apology?
Mayfield. Great season, Baker Mayfield. Good job. But no, I just don't see them taking down the Eagles. I don't see it. I think they got a good offense. They really do, but I'm not seeing it.
This is the one, excuse me, that we're going to differ on. I'm going to go Buccaneers at home.
Oh,
Eagles have lost 5 of 6.
Yeah.
We saw A.J. Brown get hurt last week. Haven't heard about him, but he was holding his knee. Saw Jalen Hurts break a finger last week.
That's right. He did.
He might be scared with those tush pushes. 15 of them this year, by the way. 15 rushing touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. That's ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Only 5 for Swift. But something's going on in Philly. I don't know what it is. Losing 5 of 6 down the stretch, that ain't going to get it done for me. Tampa Bay's won 5 of 6. They're the hotter team at home. I got to go Bucks at home. That's the only one we differ on here.
Wow. That's going to be a good game too, everybody. Have that one on.
To finish up this week on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, we got to give the college basketball fans a little talk here. Okay, a lot of football today. We got to throw in a little college basketball to end. No game picks this week, but we got to go over 4 teams. Max, you're gonna lead us off here because the Purdue Boilermakers, they remain number 1 in the AP poll this week, but they fell 88-72 last night at Nebraska. What happened there?
I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm not even joking. This is the worst college basketball game that I've seen all year. I'm not saying Purdue.
Whoa.
I'm not saying this is the worst Purdue game that I've seen all year. This is the worst college basketball game I've seen all year. It was boring. It was boring. It was me being a Purdue fan, 14 turnovers. Okay, obviously is very frustrating to watch. I understand if you're a Nebraska fan, this is huge. This is the best game of the year. But in my defense for this would be Nebraska's not an exciting team to watch. All right, they're not dunking the basketball. It's if they get a steal, it's a layup. Right?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Nebraska had a good game. They shot a lot of threes. I think they shot 60% from 3-pointer. 60.
Oh, very
okay. I think I have it. That's okay. But Purdue was turning over the ball. Zach Edey did not look good. Okay, Zach Edey, he just did not have a good game. He did not play well. And the guards weren't playing well either. Purdue shot 33 3-pointers. That's not their game. 33 3-pointers. They were just chucking up threes. That's not their game, everybody. Wow. They weren't driving the ball to the basket. They weren't even feeding Edey. Even though Edey once again had a tough game, so like the shots that he took, he was missing. Still feed him the ball because that's your offense. You work around Edey, and then from there, the defense will break down, and then you could get
inside
open.
Inside out.
Exactly. And again, like, why were you not driving the ball? Why did we constantly shoot 3-pointers? This was an NBA game to me because that's what they do in the NBA. That's all they do is they just shoot threes. Hopefully they get an offensive rebound for a dunk. Okay. This was not college basketball to me. That's why I think it's the worst game I've seen. And I don't know what they had before the game. If there was too much corn in the beer that they might have had, maybe it was a corn down beer. Okay, because the Cornhuskers came out ready to play, and Purdue was not ready for it.
The Cornhuskers shot 51% from the floor, 84% from the line, and 61% from 3, baby. They were stroking it. 9-1 in steals. You mentioned the turnovers. 9 steals for Nebraska. That's a few. Just to finish up here on Nebraska, I'm crediting Matt Norlander of CBS on this one. Nebraska is 19-6 since February 1st of last season. Okay, 19-6.
Nice.
That's the best win percentage of any Big Ten team during that stretch. 13-3 this season is their best start to a season since 1990-1991. Are you a believer in your boy Fred Hoiberg?
My boy Fred Hoiberg. What? Get out of here. I think the Cornhuskers can make the dance. I would like to see it. Make the dance. They'll get like a 10 seed, 10, 11 seed, maybe. They'll be fun. We haven't seen Nebraska in there a long time. They got a couple players that are pretty good. What's the little Asian guy's name? Kisei Tamanaga? Tamanuga?
Yeah,
Tamanaga? That guy can stroke it. That guy can really shoot the ball. He is a baller. He can shoot it. So that's fun to watch. But yeah, again, they're not that exciting because again, you're not going to see anybody dunking the basketball.
Tamanaga was 5-9 from deep en route to 19 points last night.
Yeah. I turned the game off at the 8-minute mark. I turned it off. I said I'm done.
Upset.
I'm done. I couldn't watch it anymore.
Too sweaty. Had to change shirts.
I wasn't even sweating. I was like, this is so boring, and I'm just, I'm done. I'm done. Damn. Turn on my wife and I. We turned on Fargo.
Fargo. Next team we want to talk about this week in the AP poll reaction for college basketball is the Houston Cougars. They moved up to number 2 in the poll, and they were the last unbeaten Division I team until they got bounced last night at Iowa State, 57-53. The Cyclones opened the game on a 14-0 run, and Houston never led in this game. The Cougars had 16 turnovers compared to 8 assists. 8 assists compared to 16 turnovers. That's telling me that's a lot of one-on-one. That's a lot of one-on-one. Max, what do you think about this? What do you think about Houston being the last unbeaten team? It's their first year in the Big 12 Conference. What do you think about Houston moving forward?
Houston is very athletic. Okay, I watched this game up until the Purdue game started. Okay, and Houston is very, very athletic. They can jump, they can drive, and they get rebounds, man. They play defense. Iowa State has a good defensive team too, though. Okay, that's what I saw last night. They really like to play hard D. And as far as offense goes, it's literally like move the ball around until you finally get that open shot, which I love. I love a team that can do that. So they're kind of like Iowa State kind of seems like a team that controls the clock rather than pushing the ball. It's more like control the clock. And that's exactly what they did with Houston. Houston is going to be fine. Okay, they're going to be fine. It's not a bad loss. It was at Iowa State. Iowa State's probably going to be in the dance. They are every single year. And, I wouldn't be too nervous about Houston. They had to lose somehow. It might as well be against the Big 12 team.
Yeah, I think a couple of games ago they lost Terrence Arsenault, starting 4-man, to a torn Achilles for the season. I think that's one of those athletic guys. That's going to be a loss. That's going to be a loss.
That's true. Yeah, that is a bad loss.
Houston, they're going to on the road to face TCU this Saturday, and from what we've seen from TCU against Kansas last weekend, that ain't going to be an easy win for the Cougars.
TCU looked good. Kansas had a great win, but last week, or on Saturday, that was awesome. That was a good game.
They got lucky in that game. Kansas did.
Yeah, they did.
And TCU actually knocked off number 9 Oklahoma this evening by 9. So TCU is going to be a player in the Big 12 also. I think everybody might be. Next team we want to talk about this week in the AP poll reaction is another team for the Big 12. It's going to be my Kansas Jayhawks, baby. Come on now. You see it back there. We just mentioned how they barely beat TCU last week. They needed a flagrant foul with under a minute to go from former Jayhawk Ernest Uday Jr., who transferred because Hunter Dickinson came in. So this was kind of a big matchup for him going against Big Dick in Kansas. He gets called for a flagrant foul with under a minute to go. We can debate it all day long. I wouldn't have called it. I would not have called it. That's you just playing ball. He's just playing ball.
Going after it.
Kansas got bailed out. Won that game. But damn it, they go to UCF tonight. UCF, Central Florida, the Knights. Up 16 in the first half. Kansas is smacking them, running away with it.
Damn.
Running away with it, up 16 in the first half. UCF, they just chipped away. Kansas got tight down the stretch. UCF got this one done 65-60. That means our top 3 teams in the AP poll all lost in these last 2 nights.
Crazy.
We had 18 turnovers. Kansas had 18 turnovers in this game.
Oh my.
And
That's
Big Dickinson, I just want to verify this real quick. Averaging about 20 and 13 on the season. He only had 12 and 4 boards. That ain't gonna get it done, Big Dick.
Oof.
That ain't gonna get it done, Big Dick.
No way.
McCullough was 16. DeJuan Harris with 5. We talked about the bench. Kansas doesn't have a bench. This might have been a season high for the bench, 17 points. So the bench came to play, so that was good. But damn it, not good. Big 12, you're going to have to come to play every night in the Big 12. Anybody can beat you in that conference.
Have those games on, okay? There's only one reason I have ESPN Plus, and it's for college basketball before I end my subscription. And it's because Big 12 games, a lot of those are on ESPN Plus. You got to watch these games.
There's going to be a lot of ranked-on-ranked matchups in the Big 12 this season. We're going to be doing game picks all over the Big 12. This weekend, Kansas, they host number 9 Oklahoma on Saturday. We just talked about how Oklahoma lost to TCU tonight. They're going to look to get back on track in Allen Fieldhouse. That ain't going to happen. Kansas going to roll on that one.
I think Kansas got them.
Last team that we want to talk about in the AP poll reaction for college basketball this week are the SEC Tigers, the Auburn Tigers boys led by Bruce Pearl. They moved up 9 spots to number 16 in the rankings after spanking Arkansas by 32. They spanked Arkansas by 32. Eric Musselman kept his fucking shirt on for that one. Auburn, they beat Texas A&M last night by 11. According to KenPom, Auburn has the 6th ranked defense. Their 2 losses on the season are to Baylor on a neutral court by 6, and then a surprising one at Appalachian State by 5. 2 losses for Auburn. ESPN gives them a strength of schedule of 76th. Okay. They move up 9 spots to number 16. Are you thinking Auburn could be a big factor in the SEC this season?
Definitely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think I love to see more SEC teams that are coming into the mix. You know, we got Kentucky, we got Tennessee, Auburn in the mix now too. I'm loving it because, you know, Alabama's having an off year.
Maybe, yep.
You know, Louisville hasn't been anything for a long time.
Louisville's an ACC.
Sorry. Yeah. Clemson is definitely
ACC.
All right. Moving on.
Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee are the 3 ranked teams from the SEC right now. But, you know, you got South Carolina with only 2 losses. Mississippi State only has 3. Ole Miss Rebels got bounced out of the rankings. They only have 1 loss. So the SEC's tight. Georgia's got 3 losses. It's gonna be a good conference there. Might be the second best conference. Behind the Big 12.
Okay.
Well, Maxwell, that's gonna do us here this week on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. We breezed through that big episode.
We did. I was gonna say, it's over already?
Already, man. Time's running out. Time's coming to a close here this week. But damn it, that was a good one. We had our 7 candidates for the 2023 NFL's Biggest Douchebag of the Year award. Please give us your votes. Vote for a few people. If a couple people you think are douches, go for a few. Fuck it.
Vote. Just vote.
We got Super Wild Card Weekend coming up this week in NFL playoffs. Those 6 games are all going to be juicy. Have those on. And college basketball, you know, we're getting into conference play, and it's a good time to be a sports fan, Max.
No doubt about it, Cole Breezy. And hey, thank you everyone for coming out to the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast tonight. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please vote as well, like we were talking about, for the NFL's Biggest Douchebag this season. Our award show is coming in a couple weeks, and we'll give you guys an exact date when that happens. We can't wait to do it. It's our second annual award show. Looking forward to it. Yeah, you can find us here on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and of course Spotify. But Cole Breezy, last thing, you believe that they're putting the game on freaking Peacock? Okay, come on. Are we serious
Dolphins,
right now?
Chiefs.
Are we serious?
Dolphins,
How many
Chiefs.
people are pissed off about this? I'm thinking more people than not. All right, more people are pissed off about this than not.
I'm thinking more people either already have Peacock or they're going to pay $6 than the people that are pissed off.
All right, leave it in the comments. Vote on it right now, everybody.
Get another
Vote
poll
on it
going.
right
Get another poll going.
I will put a poll out there. I'm pissed off. Screw Peacock.